to introduce our guest speaker, Pam Michalek, to the webcast. Pam, over to you.
Thank you, and welcome everybody to today's webcast. We're going to be talking today about making your technology a business advantage. And I'm sure a lot of you have big plans in your business. You need technology that can grow right with you and actually turn it into a strategic advantage rather than a necessary burden. And it'll give you the option to work and give you the freedom to work the way that your team wants to work. And so today we're going to be talking about some of the different options that technology can bring to your business so it can be an asset, one that can help you anticipate change, manage and respond quickly to change. It can make your life easier and make you adapt and work in a different way without a strong overhead or advantage that you had in the past. And so today we're going to talk about how Microsoft can help you manage your servers, help you work in the cloud or work in a different way and offer technology solutions that gives you the ability to say yes to things that you probably couldn't have done in the past. We're going to talk through about how you can grow efficiently, work in different ways or work anywhere, but also do it in a safe way so you're not opening yourself up to liability, and then also give you the ability to connect with your customers in a different way. So the 4 buckets we're going to talk about today is, first we're going to talk about growing efficiently. We'll talk about kind of preparing for the unexpected and disaster recovery type technologies that are available. We'll talk through connecting with customers and then also end today's talk about driving employee productivity, so giving technology to your people to help them work in a different way. So what we see at Microsoft is technology is a differentiator. So we're going to talk through first around some of the statistics that we're seeing in the marketplace today. So the Boston Consulting Group did a study, and they looked at small and medium businesses and their technology adoption and what the trends that they're seeing. And what we found is leaders in technology are 5 times more likely to invest in a new technology than other organizations. But what's interesting about that is they're not necessarily spending more on technology. They have an upfront technology investment, but then that impact allows them to grow faster. They don't necessarily need to spend more as they grow. So it gives that investment to start, but then they're seeing annual revenues increase by 15%. They're also seeing that they don't have to spend more net new over time. So the biggest question I get around this is, okay, that sounds great, Pam, but how do I get there? It kind of is a daunting process. There's especially in the world today where there's less IT resource spend and so forth. So that's where Microsoft comes involved. And that's where we're looking at creating tools to make sure that the technology works as hard as you do. And it gives you that ability to adapt without having to hire more IT people, without having to make a large investment, because we're adding those technologies for you. Because it's been this way for many years, but most small, medium-sized businesses, you have to wear multiple hats. It's just the way life works. And so you need technology that can help you manage those multiple hats, that gives you the ability to work mobile, ability to scale without having a big IT spend. And so what we're seeing is that technology leaders are seeing those same things, where they're seeing that it's important to have that technology infrastructure so that it can really allow them to be set up for the future. And what we've also seen is these technology leaders, they have 41% rely on technology to lower their costs. So you'll really want to approach this of thinking about how do you do this in a different way than before. So rather than talking more about statistics and all of that, I'm going to show you how you can work differently and how with Microsoft Dynamics we can enable you to do that. And so with here, what you see here, this is the home page of Microsoft Dynamics. And you'll notice what we have here is we have just different quick links on this side. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go to this inquiry summary. I'm just going to give you an example of being able to show information or get information out of the system. And so in here, what you can do is this just gives us our cash, because cash is king, of course. Everyone, it's a very, very important. So this just gives you that summary inquiry where you'll be able to see your debits and your credits and your net change for your summary. But not only that, from an accounting perspective, you also need to be able to see other things as well. So maybe go to Bing or be able to link to other things outside of Dynamics as well. So having that ability just to be able to work smarter and be able to change things in a different way. The other thing I want to show you is around Microsoft Power BI. So what we're seeing is a huge technology shift for prospects and for customers is to really embrace business intelligence. The number one reason why people buy new software or look for different technologies is usually to get data and to get information out of their systems. And so what we're doing is through Power BI and other tools, enabling you to be able to do that in a much, much easier way. So in this case, what I'm showing here is we have several out-of-the-box dashboards that you can take. It gives you that footprint, that starting point, so you don't have to start from a blank Excel page. And then you're able to modify these so you can add your strategic business metrics that you use every day. So let's go back. So now we're back into Dynamics GP, and I want to show you one other thing. So in here, we have it grouped by just different areas, so it makes it easier from a technology perspective for you to be able to view things in different ways. And so in this, I have just a list. So here's a list of my account numbers. And then what we're going to do is we're going to select a couple account numbers. And so what you'll notice is what we've added is rather than just seeing a static list of information, on the right-hand side, you're able to see here's my current balance by account. So it automatically will modify your intelligence based on the options that you choose. And we have several different ones where you could pick customers and get accounts receivable balances and so forth. So it just gives you that ability to adapt to that technology in a different way, and it actually gives them more. Okay, so number 2, prepare for the unexpected. I think this is a challenge for most small and medium-sized businesses, and it's a worry. I think over time, a lot of people are fearful. You know, what if there is a natural disaster, you know, like earthquakes or tsunamis and all the different things that's been happening in the world? And, you know, how do you really prepare for that going beyond just a backup? And so I know most companies, you want to drive your business, you want to run your business, you don't want to have to focus on some of these processes. And so there's a lot on your mind to worry about the unexpected. And so what we've done is added technology that enables you to prepare for this in an easier way. What we're seeing is the cloud provides that. It gives you that option to work in a much different way. And we're seeing a lot of technology companies or technology leaders adopting that for their disaster recovery needs. Very interesting statistic here is businesses that are hit by disaster, 40% never reopen. I worked with customers that have had disasters in the past, and I mean, it was a big struggle for them just to get the hardware and you know, going beyond that backup and just restoring it. It's something where you can enable that through the cloud. So the concept around this is instead of if you run into a disaster or something happens, most businesses, it might take a week to get back up and running. And wouldn't it be interesting to adopt technology where you're back up and running within minutes? So you have that standard way of just getting and having that cost recovery. One of those ways of doing that is using Microsoft Azure. So I've worked with multiple clients who have moved their solution where they've done a hybrid. Some have moved completely to Microsoft Azure or another cloud hosting environment. Others have put their backup environment where they have a test environment out there running as a natural disaster recovery plan. So it's just there's some different options that to look into to make sure that technology is a business advantage for you as well. And so next, in the world today, we need to have a balance. And so what I've always told customers, it's like it's a balance on your terms. If you're not ready to go to the cloud or you're not comfortable fully moving into that environment, we give you that flexibility to do it on your terms. and be able to do it in a way that makes sense to you. I mean, there's talk about the cloud and cloud this and cloud that, and it can be helpful to take a step back and really understand what the cloud is for you, why you should care about it, and how your IT can evolve. And so I've worked with some clients around this where some of it is I need to buy a new server. Maybe one of my servers went down. Instead of purchasing that asset and having it in-house, I'm going to go, rent hardware through Azure or another service provider. So people are doing that in a different way and working with virtualization to say, maybe I don't need to buy that additional hardware as well. So it's just something that for a lot of small and mid-sized businesses, this is not practical, but there are options where you'll be able to say yes in a different way. Okay, so next. Next, I'm going to talk a little bit about this, and then I'm going to show you another demo, and I'll give you some more examples. But the biggest question I get about is, how do I secure the cloud? I want to choose my own path. I want to be able to easy access applications from anywhere, from home, from my own PC, from my phone, from mobile devices as well. So I want to be able to do that, but I want to be able to make sure that it's secure from a disaster perspective, as well as adapting to what's not expected. So let's say you have to do layoffs. How do you make sure that your company private information that's stored on a personal device is secure and is not moved when someone leaves the company? And so we've given you technologies to help you prepare for that unexpected change and kind of give you that peace of mind that you're able to say yes and allow people to use the technologies they want to and work from where they want to work, but your data is still protected. Okay, so I'm going to show you very quickly something. It's simple, but it's powerful, and it gives you an example of what technologies Microsoft brings to you that you can take advantage of today, where you don't need to have a high-end business intelligence analyst create these things. It's something that a traditional power user could do or a standard IT person can do. And so what we're going to do is we're going to create a map, and we're going to with relevant information for your business in a few clicks. Okay, so we're going to go to Power View. And then from here, what we're going to do is we're going to drag different fields onto this report, and we're just going to create a simple report for salesperson and sales. Okay, so then we're going to drag out, so we have the salesperson ID, and then we have their picture, because I'm a visual person, so I like to see their picture in there as well. Okay, and then we're going to add the city, because we want to create a map, so we want to put a chart on what city the sales are in. And of course, we need the sales amount. So now what we can see here is our salesperson by city and sales amount. So if I clicked on a salesperson, it'll automatically sort the city and sales amount for that salesperson or group of salespeople. But again, I'm pretty visual, and so I like to actually show things in a picture. So I'm going to do a map. So now what I did is I just did a standard Power Pivot map. It has the different dots of where my sales are, by city, and then I can sort that by salespeople. And then what I can do is I can zoom in, and so they'll give me the exact view. If you are a worldwide company, you can have it show a worldwide map. There's different maps that are templates that are available. So it makes it really, really easy for you to be able to view information in a few clicks without having that high IT by adopting the right technologies. Okay, so now we're at our last bucket. Let's talk about employee productivity. And so what we've seen is most companies, the most important asset that you have is the people that are your people. It's the employees that work for the company. And by enabling a mobile workforce, it gives you that ability to say yes to them so they can work the way they want to work, they can be happier working, and they'll be more productive. And so I'm going to show a demo here again, and what this demo is going to show is gives you that ability to add technology so people can do their job easier. So we're going to talk about creating a requisition to request a purchase. then we'll talk through about like email notification and submitting the order. Okay, so we're back into Microsoft Dynamics again. And so what we're going to do is we're going to, from here, what we've designed the product to be is very simple. And so rather than them having to learn any navigation, they have their homepage right with their procurement buttons already set up. Okay, so here's the purchase requisition. So we're going to enter, we're going to look up an item. So then what we can do, and so I don't know where I want to buy it from. I don't know. I just know I just need a Surface Pro. And so we made it really simple for that buyer just to say, hey, I need a new computer, or I need office supplies, or whatever. So we've made it where they can just put in that basic information, and then the buyer who actually makes the purchase, they can enter in the other information as well. So it just gives you that ability for them to work in a different way. Okay, and then what this looks like is, this is what the approver will get. They'll get an email that says you either approve, reject, or delegate, so they'll automatically get an email. They don't have to be inside of Microsoft Dynamics GP to be able to approve this. Okay, so we're going to open this, and then all I have to do is just put in I approve, click approve, and it's been submitted. So they don't have to log into the ERP system to be able to do it. We're enabling where they work every day to be allowed to do that on their own. Okay, and then here we're going to just select that requisition, and then you'll see that it gives that the steps completed. So for the person who entered the requisition to begin with, they'll know whether it got approved or not approved. So it gives that automatic communication, keeping your people completely in sync. Okay, and so the next thing is, now that it's been approved, we want to look at the different requisitions. So what's nice is we've created a dashboard where you can view all of them. You can multi-select and approve or complete, and you can combine different requisitions into one purchase order right from here. So it gives you that ability, just by having the right technology, to make it just more strategic and reduce the number of steps it takes to actually process a transaction. Okay, so we're going to mark that purchase order, and then you'll see here's a preview, so then you'll be able to change the information. So if the person that entered it in didn't quite create it correctly, they'll be able to modify it and be able to edit it. And then you also will be able to get reporting based on this being on the ledger. Okay, so that was the demo. We've showed our 4 different things about really making technology a strategic asset. Our goal at Microsoft is to assist small and medium-sized businesses to use technology to make them more successful. And it gives them that platform that be able to offer solutions that they need, without that high IT infrastructure or cost. And so I showed you a few things today in this webcast. To learn more, you can go out on Microsoft.com, and there is a test drive environment that will be able to give you more insight and show you more information. And at that, we'll conclude today's webcast. Thank you all for coming.